JacK Trigg was born in Springfield, Illinois on May 17, 1939. His father, Bob, was a food broker. His mother, Grace, was a homemaker and was kept busy raising JacK and his sister, Carol. JacK started his education in a one-room country schoolhouse with one teacher who taught 4 grades. By the time JacK was in 3rd grade, he was taller than everyone in the school, including the teacher. In fact, legend has it that he was taller than the school. For this reason, JacK's parents decided that he should attend a larger, or at least a taller, school in the center of town. While in high school, JacK was active in student government and served as senior class president at Springfield High. He also played a lot of sports, including basketball, cross country, and track. In fact, JacK developed a new technique for winning the high jump. He was so tall, he merely stepped over the bar. In the summer of 1956, before his senior year in high school, JacK was selected by the American Field Service exchange program to spend a summer in Germany with a German family and their 2 children. JacK recalls that all 5 of them went on a vacation to the North Sea in the family's Volkswagen Beetle. It was reported that after the 2-week vacation, it took 2 German auto technicians a day and a half to extract JacK from the back seat of the Beetle. Now, this probably would not have happened had it been a Lexus.
JacK and our firm act as national counsel for a number of automobile manufacturers, and JacK, in fact, is considered one of the premier automobile product liability trial lawyers in the country. And it's always surprised me, though. I've noticed whenever the name Volkswagen comes up, JacK turns a sickly pale white. He rubs his neck, he rubs his knees, his back seems to hurt. I just can't understand it.
JacK came to the University of Colorado in 1957. He spent his first 2 years in college focusing on his studies as a finance major. He spent the last 2 years focusing on his future wife, Wendy Hall. They not only dated, but also ran on the same slate for senior class officers. Because he came from Springfield, Illinois, and not Chicago, JacK lost the election. He was beaten by a student named Hank Brown. The CU voters apparently saw something senatorial in Hank's manner. JacK and Wendy wanted to marry, and JacK wanted to head to law school. But the Berlin Wall crisis was on, and JacK headed to the recruitment office to ask about the service.
He went to the Army recruiting office. They gave him first the written test, which he passed, and then they sent him down the hall for his physical. And listened to his heart, lungs, just great, onto the scale, weighed him. And then the young man who was doing the physical started working on the pole to get his height, working it higher and higher to get JacK's top of JacK's head, and the pole collapsed. And the young man said, "You're too tall, out of here."
JacK started at the University of Denver School of Law in September 1961 and was in the first class of the then new law school located at 14th and Bannock Streets, across the street from the City and County building. At orientation, the first-year students were proudly told that this new building would serve the DU School of Law well into the 21st century. They were also told that the only way to research was by looking in books. Now, what would Lexus say about that? JacK and Wendy were married in December 1961. While still in law school, JacK worked as a clerk for the firm of Yagi, Hall & Schulenberg. After graduation in December 1963, JacK took a permanent position at that firm. And it was then when he first realized the true value of a law degree. When he left CU as an undergraduate, JacK had been offered $400 a month to work at a bank. After 3 years of law school, he went to work as a lawyer for $425 a month. JacK and Wendy's first child was due on the first day of the bar exam. Being a well-educated DU law grad, JacK knew what to do. He asked Wendy for a continuance. The motion was granted, and their son Bob was born 10 days later. JacK and Wendy had 2 more children, Nancy, born in 1966, and David, born in 1971. In the early years of his practice, in addition to lawyering, JacK worked as a football referee. He was paid $6 a game. Now, this wasn't bad, considering that the Yagi firm paid $12 a lawsuit. JacK's reputation as a fine trial lawyer grew rapidly. He developed a national trial practice and now represents many national and international clients, including General Motors and General Foods. Now, representing two generals is not bad for someone who could not get into the military.
JacK is really a superb lawyer. I've had a number of cases with JacK involving claims that sports utility vehicles rolled over too easily. I understand JacK came up with a very innovative idea for the manufacturers to eliminate their legal problems, and this involved the warnings that JacK developed to be used on all cars made in the future. And this would be a warning that would be put on the roof of every car that said, "This side up," and then on the underside of the car would be another warning that said, "Wrong side up." And every time there was a rollover, it would be clear that the operator had not followed the instructions. Don't think this idea went very far with the manufacturers.
In addition to handling a very busy practice, JacK has been active in a number of professional organizations. He has been a member of the Federation of Insurance and Corporate Council for 24 years, a member of its board of directors for 7 years, and the president of that organization in 1996. While president, JacK and Wendy hosted the first international meeting of the FICC in London, England in 1996. Throughout his practice and his work in professional organizations, JacK demonstrated the importance of civility and professionalism in the practice of law. He exemplifies that the highest level of civility is not incompatible with being a truly great lawyer. When asked what has been the most rewarding part of his life, JacK immediately says, "My family." Wendy is still the love of his life. JacK and Wendy's 3 children are all married, and they have 4 grandchildren. Everyone in JacK's family is tall. He is 6'7", his daughter is 6'1", his sons are 6'4" and 6'6". Wendy, at 6 feet, is referred to as Shorty. JacK hasn't really changed much since his high school years, when his classmates described him in the yearbook as cosmopolitan and versatile, common sense with a quick wit. This still accurately describes JacK Trigg. We are proud to honor John R. Trigg with the 2001 Outstanding Alumni Award.